I'm astounded by the talent out there that cannot find jobs. I'm seeing countless posts of people saying they've applied to hundreds of jobs with no luck. And then they link their personal portfolios. And holy moly. I'm seeing people who have built a beautiful Amazon-type site in React. I'm seeing people who have designed an amazing mobile app game. I'm seeing professional-looking finance and budget tracking apps. These projects blow my mind. And here's the kicker. Most of the engineers at my company can't build anything remotely close to that level of quality. Which makes me think we have a lot of unskilled engineers that are employed. And yet skilled engineers that can build a full-stack beautiful application can't get a job. How did we come to this? This sub has 1 million members. Our engineering resumes only has 44k members. A lot of people get weeded out on terrible resumes that don't highlight any of their skills. For one thing, interviewing and actual engineering work are two completely different skills for the most part. There's a difference between a personal project and working as a professional engineer on a real system. They aren't comparable at all. You are comparing jobless devs with infinite time with working devs that you think that they cannot build similar projects. Do you also believe that those projects are one-man job? Is there no agile in your company? Managers, scrum masters, meetings, collaboration and billion other things. I bet they can build them, and I bet those projects are not production ready. You can be a talented developer, but have zero soft people skills, could be a contributing factor. I remember 2 years ago when the top posts on this subreddit were all I completed 6-week boot camp. And I got a job 2 weeks later after having multiple offers. Now my salary went from $50,000 to $160,000 with $20,000 bonus and $50,000 in RSUs, but I feel underpaid. I need a new job. Don't settle for less, everyone. A very quick and stunning switch from posts like that to all these doomsday posts nowadays. Ah yes. Personal portfolios that include tutorial projects, super creative man facepalming medium skin tone. People skills count for a lot more than most think though. Selection bias. What you think may look good are irrelevant to many companies. Companies hire software engineers to solve problems and make money. When you can demonstrate that you have good experiences and skills, can help company solve problems and make company money, you'll get offers. I feel like 5 years work experience in X or Y trumps the fuck out of any programming portfolio. Now since you can't just magic up 5-10 years of experience in things without lying, a personal project is the next best thing. But hey, I linked a personal project on GitHub on my resume and I think GitHub only recorded 2 visits that weren't me. I had more interviews than that, so clearly not a lot of people even bothering to check what I had there. I spent a year building a great portfolio when I was learning web development. Felt like I had all the time in the world to shine. Now I spend 40 hours at work doing it professionally. And any time I try to pursue personal project to any meaningful degree, I start to feel burned out at work. It's just not realistic to expect working devs to be doing personal passion projects on their own time. Because they're unlikable people. I will be honest. I am a good programmer. But not amazing lol, and I get a ton of interviews. But I work heavily on my soft skills. I even go to meetups and etc. Sometimes parties just to hone my person-to-person skills. Also, Most of those projects you are talking about come from a tutorial. Especially clone sites. Sadly, it's because the most important factor is who you know. If a company would rather hire internally, hire a friend, hire a coworker's friend. It really doesn't matter how good your resume is and how good your projects might be. I think it's sample bias. You're hearing from the countless Redditors who post their stories of being unable to get offers, and not hearing from the much larger hidden number of people who got jobs. Because people getting jobs after a layoff isn't an interesting post or something to write on Reddit about. At the end of the day, there is a large degree of randomness or luck in getting an offer that you would accept. And if 100,000 people are out there flipping coins, a lot of them are going to get tails 10 times in a row. I get paid to maintain ancient code written back in the 90s. My skills are in legacy technologies. I can't develop a mobile app because my employer sees no need for them any more than a mobile app developer can migrate an old VB6 application to C. Lol. You're comparing someone's toy React app that's likely straight out of a tutorial to a real business that makes money. It doesn't always have to look perfectly pretty. But it better keep that 99.999 uptime that you're bound to when traffic spikes on a Tuesday night for any reason. Real projects also almost always have the overhead of dealing with legacy issues that you can't bypass because they built up the business in the first place and no one is going to greenlight a rewrite. Onboarding costs, incumbency, and tribal company-specific knowledge play a role in this. A friend, who is also a hiring manager, once said, "If I don't like you, I'm not gonna hire you." I see resumes come through an organization that supports veterans transitioning into tech jobs. A pattern I've noticed is that these skills are not internalized or relevant. They were coached through the projects in their GitHub resume. In reality, the toy projects they worked on solo barely scratch the surface in terms of skills needed when working collaboratively on a complex pre-existing code base. I'm seeing people who have built a beautiful Amazon-type site in React. I'm seeing people who have designed an amazing mobile app game. I'm seeing professional-looking finance and budget tracking apps. There's a tutorial of that. You can follow someone and claim you did. Volia, you took credit for someone else's work. Big tech slowed hiring. Big tech hires talent. Most everyone else are looking for X years of experience in our stack. They don't care how talented someone is. I've been told this time and time again. I had offers from FAANG companies last year. Had an extremely well-paying job with highly talented colleagues, mostly ex-FAANG. I've been unemployed for almost 5 months now. I even had one company interview me, and after the final round said I don't have enough recent PHP experience. I have 7 years of PHP experience but haven't worked with it for 2. Bro, I have no idea. I see such raw talent here crying about jobs and salary when my untalented lazy ass can basically sneeze the wrong way, accidentally shit a turd at high sneeze pressure that hits a recruiter in the face, and I'd end up with a job. Even in this environment, I just don't get it. I've been working with a few dudes that couldn't pour piss out of a boot if the directions were on the heel. Getting a job is a skill. If you have time and need a job, you'll create something. If you have a job, you don't have the time or dedication to work outside of work unpaid.